So it's with sadness and yet with celebration that we gather today to commit Vern to God's loving care. The French say au revoir, until we meet again. The Spanish use the word adios, to God. The Germans say auf Wiedersehen, until we meet again. And finally, the Italians spelled out arrivederci, also, until we meet again. Because goodbye, my friend, seems so final. Seems so final. For Christians believe in the resurrection of the body and soul, death does not have the final word, and we will all be together again. So let us remember these words of Jesus in the Gospel of John. You may sorrow now, my friends, but I will see you again, and our hearts will rejoice together, and no one can take our joy from us. Now Jesus in this passage knows that his death is near, but the others are somewhat clueless, thinking that Jesus will always be there walking with them. So he's taking this opportunity to say, hey friends, au revoir, adios, auf Wiedersehen, and arrivederci. He understands what they're going to go through, that they will weep and mourn and grieve. Jesus gets this emotion stuff. He totally gets it. And he knew what it meant to be sad, because he too is leaving his friends. So today for all of us may be a sad day. We want to see Vern again laughing, having his family over, drinking coffee with his coffee buddies, or sitting at the kitchen table having breakfast with Bev, his bride of 69 years. Now that's a testament to love, don't you think? I would urge us to keep Vern in our mind's eye as we move through our grief. Be sure to cry and let it all out. God and this community can handle it. And Vern would want us to grieve, but not to let it paralyze us, choke us up so we can't move forward. He'd probably say a few swear words and then just move on. But we, as humans, know that moving on is very difficult after a death. It seems so final. Yet in this passage, Jesus reassures his friends that he will see them again. This isn't it. He also goes on to tell them that anything they ask in God's name, they will receive, so that their joy may be complete. Now, does this mean, friends, that we're to ask for $1 million, a bigger barn, well-behaved children, or you can fill in the blank there, I'm sure? I believe instead that Jesus is speaking to his friends on a spiritual level, a level to commit Vern to his final resting spot, Walnut Grove Cemetery. This is holy ground. Think of the saints who are here, those who have gone before. The Navy would remind all of us, and especially Vern, sailor, rest your oar. Vern, we will miss you terribly, but you have fought the good fight. You have served as an incredible and loving example for each of us of how to live a rich, abundant life. So sailor, Vern, rest your oar, friend, rest your oar. Won't you pray with me? Gracious God, love us as we mourn. Give us strength when sadness seems to swamp our little earthly boats. Let us batten down the hatches and that we may move through it, knowing you are with us, and this community of saints that surround each and every one of us is with us. Sadness may last the night, but you remind us, O God, that joy comes in the morning. Bless each of us as we grieve in our own way. Help us to remember Vern, who loved us so much. And let us be tender and understanding of one another. Bless each person in the Alecock family for their witness to your care as shown to Vern, the strong patriarch who loved them all so fiercely. Grant us all, family and friends alike, O God, acceptance as we learn to move through life without Vern in the flesh. Let us remember that he is with us in spirit, and we were all the more blessed that we knew him, and he is a part of us now. Amen. And now, friends, go forth together. God grants us courage, grace, and love to face the days ahead, knowing that Christ saves us, the Holy Spirit, and